Hello everyone, I am Priti Tikkas, lecturer of Electrical Engineering Department of A shift of Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Now next topic is cables used for the distribution. So many a times use the underground cables becomes the unavoidable. Then in the different condition, the different situation, different types of cables are used. So overhead and underground system, these are the distribution systems. So in this distribution system there are the various types of cables are used. So first one is, what are the requirements of the cables? So first one is, the conductor inside the cable may be copper or aluminium. If the copper conductor is used, must be coated with the tin or tinted copper, which avoids the chemical reactions of the copper and the insulation. Then second one is strain type conductor. Instead of the one thick conductor of big cross section, many conductors of the small cross section bunch together is preferred. This gives the flexibility of the insulation. The current carrying of cable and cable conductor produce heat, and therefore the temperature increases. The size of the conductor should be such that cable is not overheated. Then next is, there is a limit of the voltage drop in the cable lines. So this drop of voltage depends on the current by the resistance of the conductor. That means IR drop should be within a permissible limit. Then next is, voltage rating decided the quality and the thickness of insulated covering on the conductor. This insulation shall suit the requirements so that it should not be damaged and provided safety and reliability of service. Next is the outermost covering. The outermost covering is serving. It is also called as a serving. Must be mechanically tough so that it should not be scratched while pulling of wire, cable and line of the cable. Then next is, additional mechanical strength shall be provided by metallic armoring. If the above requirements are fulfilled, the underground cable gives the reliable and the long time services. So these are the requirement of the cable. Then next is classification of the cable. So according to the cable or according to the voltage, the low tension cable, LT cable, it's having up to the 1000 volt, that means 1 kV. Then second is HT cable, high tension cable. Their voltage limit is 11 kV. Then super tension cable, the cable rating is 22 kV to 33 kV. Then extra high tension cable, it is 33 kV to 66 kV. And extra super voltage cable, it's beyond 132 kV voltage limits. Then next is classification according to the number of core. So first one is single core cable. Next is double core cable. It is also called as a 2 core cable. Then 3 core cable, and last one is the 4 core cable. Then depending upon the operating voltage. So 3 single core cable, then 3 combined 3 core cable. So depending upon the operating voltage, 3 cable may have 3 single core or combined core. So all these types will be decided in the preceding articles. Let's see, first know the general construction details of the cable. Different types are discussed in this. So construction of cable. So for constructing the cable, there are the 6 different layers. It's have, first one is the core and the conductor. So conductor are made up of the aluminum or copper, generally strained to afford flexibility for pulling or line. If the copper is used, it is the tin coated. Then second is insulation. The material used may be rubber, impregnated paper, varnish, cambric. The thickness of the insulation is decided according to how much voltage it has to withstand. Then metallic sheet. The metallic sheet either of aluminum or generally lead surround the insulation. Then protected the conductor and insulation from moisture, acid, alkalis, dampness, etc. Next layer is beading. So in order to avoid the corrosion of aluminum or lead sheet, the sheet is wrapped or covered with the hessian tape and the jute fabric material. It also safeguards the sheet from metallic armoring from the mechanical injuries. Then armoring. There is possibility of damaging the cable during handling, pulling or line. In order to avoid this, the protect the cable one more layer in the form of the round galvanized steel wire or strip or tape is provided. This layer is armoring. Then next layer is serving. It is the layer of impregnated hessian tape. This provide the protection to the prior layer, that is armoring. The coating of the line wash is applied to the tape to avoid sticking to the armor. So some cables may not be required for armoring. The layer of beading, armoring and serving are the protective layers to the cable. So this is the construction of the cable. So figure shows the construction. First layer is conductor or cable, then conductor or core. Then second layer is paper insulation. Then third layer is metallic sheet or lead sheeted. Then beading. Next layer is armoring, and last one is the serving. Next is arrangements of cable. The aim of the conductor is to provide the low resistance part to the current in the circuit, and hence the suitable material for the conductors are copper or aluminum. The conductor may be a solid single cable or the proper cross section or group of conductor assembled together, and this and in contact with each other. Such a conductor bunch is called as a strain conductor, which provides flexibility in working with the cables. Copper material is very costly, and therefore the aluminum conductor are mostly used in the cable. The aluminum conductor of the 10 mm square size and the circular are circular and solid. Aluminum conductor of the 16 mm square and the above shall be the circular or the strain. The strain conductor to make the overall shape as per as possible. So these are the arrangement of the cables. Next is insulations used in the cable. Insulation is very important part of the underground cable. The satisfactory operation and working and the life of the cable depends upon the characteristics of the insulation used. The proper choice of type of insulation selections is of the great importance. So following properties are required in the insulation. First one is the resistivity. Resistivity should be as high as possible to avoid the leakage current. Second is its dielectric strength. It is higher. Dielectric strength is higher, that means high dielectric strength. This avoid the electrical breakdown of the cable. Then next is high resistance to moisture. That is, it should be non-hygroscopic so that it should not absorb moisture. To protect the cable from this happening, the insulation is covered with lead sheet. High thermal conductivity so that it pass out the heat to next layer, that is sheet. Next, high tensile strength. It should be capable to withstand the mechanical injuries while working with cable. It should not get damaged or break. The next is non-inflammable. It is be the non-inflammable and possible of fireproof. Next is cost. It should be cheaper in the cost so as to system is affordable. And last is it should be unaffected by the acid or alkalis. Then next is types of insulations. What are the insulations used for the cables? So first one is rubber. So in its natural from the rubber is obtained from the rubber tree in the tropical areas. Artificially it can be produced from the oil product. It has the resistivity is 10 raised to the power 17 ohm centimeter. Then dielectric strength is 30 kV per mm and permittivity is 2 to 3. Though it has the good insulating properties, there are some drawbacks. Absorb moisture, then that means less hygroscopic. Next is maximum safe temperature is not 38 degrees Celsius. Then soft and not mechanically taut. And last one is decorated and on explorer to the sunlight. So the pure rubber cannot be used as an insulator, but some treatments are needed on it to reduce the above said drawbacks. The next is vulcanized Indian rubber, that means VIR. It consists of 20 to 40% of the Indian rubber, 3 to 5% of sulfur and other mineral like zinc oxide, red lead. The above mixture, the mixture compounds is rolled to form sheet, and these thin sheets are properly cut into strips. This is then applied to the AL, aluminum or tinted copper conductor, and then heated up to the temperature of 140 to 150 degrees Celsius. This whole process is named as a vulcanizing the product called as a vulcanized Indian rubber. So VIR has the some properties. So first one is it has greater mechanical strength, greater durability and good wear and tear resistance. So due to the drawback of the chemical reactions with copper and the copper the used shall be tin coated. These cable are suitable for the low voltage 250 volt to 400 volt only and hence used for the internal wiring and service line from the pole to consumer premises. The next is impregnated cable. The pulp of prepared from the wood chipping and paper is manufactured. This paper is impregnated with some compound such a paraffin and naphtha. This type of insulations is much better than the rubber. So it has some properties. So first property is high insulation resistance. Second one is high dielectric strength. Third one is low capacitance and fourth one is low cost. And what are the drawbacks of this? Though it reduces the tendency of absorbing moisture, still it is not 100% sure that it would be absorb water. For this reason, this insulation is covered with the some protective covering. So this is the impregnated cable. Next, fourth one is polyvinyl chloride PVC cable. So this insulation, when the ethylene and the hydrogen chloride are mixed in presence of the peroxide at nearly 45 to 50 degrees Celsius, the polyvinyl chloride resin is produced. So it has a good properties. First one is the high insulation resistance. Second is moderated dielectric strength. Then mechanical tough even up to the high temperature. It is inert to oxygen, acids and alkalis, resistance to moisture and corrosion, resistance to temporary contact with oil liquid and more flexibility. So PVC wires or cables are used in the cement factories, chemical factories, domestic light and the power purposes, military and the aircraft wiring. Next, communication and signal wiring, and last one is radio and TVs. So these are the different insulations used for the cables. Next is factor determining the selection of the cable. So first factor is current carrying capacity. This is very important factor for selecting the particular cables for the particular use. From full load current of the circuit is calculated. For the safety, current taken is full load current into the 1.5. Then system voltage. This decide which system is used for the DC system, AC system, 2 wire, 3 wire, 4 wire system and so on. The system is earthed or unearthed. Then operating voltage is low or high, that is 440 volt or 230 volt or 6.6 kV, 11 kV, 66 kV or 132 kV high voltage. So these are the system voltage. Then permissible voltage draw allow as per the IS. One have to follow the IS rule for voltage drop. If this drop exceed the system operating on HE voltage may be affected in performance. So for particular cable, the selection be such that the voltage drop is less than the voltage drop suggested in IS. Then short circuit rating, the selection of the cable be such that in the short circuit fault the cable must be capable of withstanding the stress so produced. This is not serious in a low voltage system, but in the high voltage circuit it is serious. So the according the cable is selected from safety point of view. So these are the factor determining the selection of the cable. Next is how to prepare the estimation of the overhead line. So for overhead line, first length of the line in meters, then span between the poles, then cross sectional area with size, then that means cross sectional area which is depends on the current capacity. Then after that earthing GI pipe in meter, then insulation, stay assembly, lighting arrestor, earth GI pipe, GI wire is 8 SWG, then earth bird guard, wooden guard wire, then anti-clamping GI barb wire, then total length of ACSR conductor, then danger plates on pole, that means 11 kV and above 11 kV lines, then binding wire for insulation, sundry labor charges, unforeseen charges and supervision charges. So taking the market survey, the rate for the different items are known and the costing is done. Thank you.